Okay, so I decided to just re-record it today because there was a lot of dead space. Um, so I'm gonna just redo it real quick. Now I have an actual plan together though. So I made this little thing because trying to show on here can be difficult because my hands are a little too thick. Um, but I grabbed some diagrams of the chords here um, for the ones you'll need uh, for this song. Three Little Birds, um, Bob Marley, and it says The Wailers. Um, but yeah, so the three chords A, D, and E. Um, can't remember exactly which ones you said you remembered. I don't know if E was one of them, but if not, it's fine. E's very similar to E minor. Um, so yeah, so A, thing with A, and you could ignore this before I go too far. Um, my guitar is usually tuned down, so this, the capo being here, just brings me back to normal tuning. Um, so yeah, E A D. That's not even right. E A D G B E. For your tuning. So yeah, A. I play A little differently than in this diagram. If this works for you, if this is easier for you, fine. I usually just do. I take one finger, so either first finger or middle finger, and I just press down. I kind of flatten it a bit to get all those. I don't know if I can do it. Yeah. But yeah, that's just easier for me when I'm playing. Yeah, A, and then I think this button. Yeah, D, which I think pretty sure you knew that one. D, and then E. This is the one I don't remember. I could have just looked at the message, but I didn't. But like so E minor, just first finger on the fourth string there, first fret. It's a fun little chord. Um, those are the chords. That's all there is for the song that I saw. And then of course with being a normal tuning, you won't need this. You'll be down this part of the neck. So I can't really help too much with the transitioning, other than the tips I were given by my teachers in high school were you'll find patterns where, so for example, going between E and A, you'll notice your first finger doesn't move a whole lot. It just goes one fret up. So that's tricks like that to help you remember and get those transitions down, because the key to playing pretty much any aspect of the guitar is trying to be as lazy as possible in moving as little as possible. So that's all I really can do to help with that. And then, so that's just something you kind of have to work on. It'll be annoying. It'll be frustrating. But once you get it down, you've got it. From there, for this song in particular, I feel like the parts that are going to be hard to get down are going to be the strumming pattern, mainly because I can't explain how I do it very well. There is like a proper way to do it, but most of the time when I'm playing, I play by looking at the guitar tab and just seeing where the chord transitions happen with the lyrics. So I'll know the song, and I'll sing it, and then I'll just play the chord that, based on where it lands in the lyric. So for this, so like, again, I don't know the song super well, so I don't know the melody. But you can see when you start playing, you don't really start playing the chords until Worry, like near the end of Worry. Now the only hard part is this isn't always super accurate. So you knowing the song will have a better idea on, how fast you have to play, everything like that than I would. But I can still help show some tricks in such that will make the song sound like a Bob Marley song. Sort of that reggae feel, So going between the chords, I can actually hide those unless you need them. E, A, D, I guess you can pause if you want to. But another trick actually should show you real quick. On this, it works the same way in the app. If you tap, on desktop you hover over, but if on the phone, if you tap the chord letter when it's over, like here, it'll show you that diagram, as well as if I click on it, other ways to play it. Usually the first one it shows is going to be the most common. You can look through those to sort of see if there's one that's easier for you. I have found that works sometimes with like more difficult chords. But usually for these simple open chords, A, D, G, E, all those, the first one is going to be the easiest to do. So now I've got it all set. But yeah, that's usually going to be the easiest for those. If one ever comes up that I can show you for like a song that I'm playing or something, I can show you that at some point. But for now, there's that. So those are some tools you can use to sort of help you figure that out if I'm not that helpful, because sometimes I probably won't be. So for the strumming and the trick. So the strumming, it's sort of the way I do it, or have been doing it when I recorded last time. It's sort of like a or something like that. I don't think that was exactly it. But just some sort of what feels right is what I normally do. Especially because a song like this, there's a lot more going on than just the guitar. So as you could probably see at the top there, it has like a strumming pattern. I don't usually follow those because it's trying to teach you that specific part, and how they played it in the song, how they recorded it. But when you're playing, it's just you and your guitar. That might sound weird because what they have is a 1 and like offbeat, just dead notes. You're not actually ever playing a chord. So going through, I'll go through the first, I guess it's a chorus, but yeah, I'll go through the first chorus and verse, to kind of show how I would play it. I don't know how helpful it's gonna be, but I'll try to get another. I'll try to break down the pattern my hand settles on. I'll try to think about that. But yeah, so sort of the reggae feel, there's like some open, actually playing the chord, and then some where you hear those dead notes. I feel like that's really big in like ukulele playing, and it's just this style in general. So here we go. I'll just try it and try to break down what I'm doing afterwards. I also can't really do anything with this, so I'll just turn that off for now because I can't. Can't really do both. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. D is hard to do this on. But sort of, yeah, like, I mean, you can probably kind of hear it a little bit. Yeah, I don't know how helpful that's going to be because I'm failing at it myself. But that's why I said it's going to be kind of hard. It's not something I usually do, so I'm not very good at it. Again, I don't know the song very well. But good news is you don't have to play it like that. That's like later, once you've got it down, you're more comfortable with your strumming hand and everything. Especially if you're going to be singing it, which I imagine you probably would be. It can be hard to keep track of all those patterns. But you don't have to do it like that. So a good way to practice, one, getting your transition speed up, but also your strumming pattern. They actually have a metronome built into guitar, the Ultimate Guitar app. I believe they have one on here too. I don't really use it. I haven't used it since I took guitar classes. Because I probably slow down and speed up a lot during pretty much everything I've ever done. But that's not super important to me. But they do have, if you go into a song, there will be, I don't know how you'll be able to see this, but there's this, your sort of bar down here where you can play for auto scroll, and it'll automatically scroll through the screen for you. It's a little slow, but you can also change that speed with the button next to it that has a little like X, like number X, and you can make it scroll faster, scroll slower, whatever speed you need it to be at. And then up at the top there is that little 3-dot menu. If you click on that, the first option at the top here is a metronome. That would be good for getting transitions down, as well as if you wanted to focus more on getting a strum pattern down. That'll just help you stay on beat, if that's important to you, staying on beat. If you're playing other people, it kind of matters. By yourself, not so much. But yeah, so the way you sort of do dead notes in the middle of that as well, of your strumming, is you'll play your chord, but then when you want the dead notes, you will, instead of like, you just basically leave your finger where it's at, your hand where it's at, just don't squeeze anymore, and then you get, like, obviously some notes are still ringing out, but if you only hit those strings, or if you just want to place your finger, if you have a finger open, you can do that as well. You can use your palm to sort of that might actually fit better for the song. That actually might be the easiest way to do it, now that I'm saying it out loud, is to just have your palm up against the bottom of the strings. So you just have your hand across all strings, and you're just hitting without lifting your hand. And then if you have chords pressed, you'll hear them. Those be deadened a little bit. That's all I really know. But yeah, those are the basic things. So you get your come with a little lesson plan here, I guess. Get the transitions down. Use a metronome to sort of remember to keep track of how long in between. So just start off by doing, if you have a metronome going, being like, let me actually just turn one on real quick. Go to my metronome. Let's say, so the song is it says at the top, it's at 76 BPM. That's right above the strumming pattern. So if I set 76 BPM, and then plus button, and start, I believe it's in 4. So I don't know how well you can hear that. But this is what we did in school. So instead of starting out with the full strum pattern like I just kind of threw at you, you can start with just playing for every, like, say it's in 4/4, so 1 bar, 4 notes, 4 quarter notes rather, or 4 beats. I'm probably messing this up. Then you just play 1 strum for that bar, and then you can move on to the next one. So assuming it's in 4/4, which I think it is, you would just play, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do like that. And that gives you time between, just to get used to what pattern you'll have to be in for the song. So you can follow along with the song, but only play 1 of every 4 strums. And then every once in a while you just work it up. So then you play twice, so you do it on 1 and 3 of the metronome. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I messed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And you can keep working up to get your transition speed up. Once you've got that, you can start experimenting with what I was saying before, the strumming pattern. So kind of doing your own thing. If you wanted to play more like, and it may not be perfect. I don't play it perfect. It's not easy. But it'll sound sort of how you want it. And in a song like this, it seems like the guitar is more just as a background for your voice. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's super important. If you're like me, you'll kind of want to get it right. But it takes time. I would say the most important thing for the transitions is that metronome. So again, you can play starting just on the first beat of 4, kind of count in your head. The metronome will help you count. So you can focus just on transitioning between chords. And yeah, that's how I learned in high school, mostly. I don't remember everything they did. I wish I did, but that's what I've got. If that doesn't help or I make 0 sense, let me know, and I will try to be better about it. I'll try and figure out a different way to explain it. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to Three Little Birds. It's 3 chords. You can play with your strumming hand, a very simple, honestly a 1 and 3 might be perfect, just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, be perfect. Seems like it all it would really need. If you want to, you can still add the well, I guess it wouldn't really work like that, but yeah, just going, don't know what I'm doing at this point. I feel like I've explained it a couple times, but I keep doing it again, trying to do it better. But yeah, so the metronome, it will be your friend when trying to get used to transitions, to sort of keep you on it'll keep you with a goal of how quickly to go between chords. And from that, the song is that, you'll have it. The transitions are the most important part. Once you get that down, you don't need to do an advanced strumming pattern. I can try to reteach myself a little bit about like starting out doing that. But yeah, that's all there is to it. I hope I helped.